Good morning, beautiful people. Windy today. Oof. Now I'm going to tell you why you should watch Winning Time: The Rise of the LA Lakers Dynasty. It's produced and mostly directed by Adam McKay, and this show spawned the implosion of the relationship between Adam McKay and Will Ferrell, because Will Ferrell wanted to play the role of Jerry Buss, not the Jerry Buss, the owner of the Showtime Lakers. Now, the role went to John C. Reilly, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think Will Ferrell could have hacked this role, man. Maybe he could have, but there's something about John C. Reilly and his role that just feels so right and so perfect. Maybe Will Ferrell could have hacked it. Maybe this was gonna be Will Ferrell's big role to show people he has all these acting chops and all this, but because he tried to do that last year with that strength show with the Agatha from WandaVision and Paul Rudd. He tried to do that last year, and it was like, I never seen any discourse on that show, and I heard it was, I never really, and based on the Rotten Tomatoes scores, it was pretty mediocre. So maybe this was going to be his second shot at showing people that he's got all these acting chops other than his comedic chops, but it fell through, and their relationship imploded. I don't know what the status of John C. Reilly's and Will Ferrell's relationship is, but if you ask me, it's very sad. But the show, I don't know if you can ever say anything's worth friendship, but this show is about as close as you get. This show is phenomenal. Everyone's giving off phenomenal performances. Isaiah Quincy plays Magic Johnson. John C. Reilly, Jerry Buss. Everyone's giving it to all. I know Magic Johnson and Jerry West particularly aren't too happy with how the show portrays them and makes them out to be these guys that they aren't. All I got to say is that Jerry West, the show, I know from a lot of people, including myself, you're our favorite character on the show. Jason Clarke is doing phenomenally. You're our favorite character. We are simple. I don't think people think. He said that some people were saying that Jerry West, it didn't show Jerry West's more a lack of compassion side of himself. I disagree. I think you can get that he has a lack of compassion and an anger problem. Yeah, of course, it's dramatized. Like, he said he never threw his MVP trophy through a window. I can believe that. But it's dramatized. They make you believe that something a dramatized version of yourself could have done. You know what I mean? So it's like, I understand where he's at, but it's like, I think the show's making him look a lot better than he knows it's making him look. And I think people should tell him how liked he is based off the show. So it's him and Pat Riley's character. Pat Riley is being played by Adrian Brody, or Brody. Brody. I think it's Brody. Adrian Brody's playing Pat Riley. He's my second favorite character. He's just he's a man stuck in limbo. We're watching him get ready to be, but he doesn't know it yet. But we know he's going to become the coach of the LA Lakers throughout the 90s, but throughout the 80s, but he doesn't know it yet. And we're watching him struggle and try to find the thing that fits him. And he tries to do commentary. And the guy that does commentary says he has a faggy voice, and I was like, oh. And it just breaks his heart because he just wants to do something. He tried the golf course life. He tried the volleyball, and then this conversation. Well, I think that sums up where he's at. Where Jerry West is retired from the Lakers. Yeah, he's retired from coaching the Lakers. He's packing up his desk, and Pat Riley comes in and said, "Oh, you getting ready to go to the golf course?" And he said, "I'm getting ready to go to the golf. We'll get far away from here, and I'm never coming back." And Pat Riley says, "That's what I thought so too." And after that, Jerry West just kind of sticks around. He sticks around, and there's scenes like there gets to a point where, like, I think the viewers and the actors notice at the same time, like, why the fuck is this guy still here? Didn't he fucking retire from the coach of the Lakers, and he's still there? And then he goes, "Oh, I'm scouting. Because at this point, he's probably, I don't think they showed it, but at this point, I'm pretty sure in history, he was a scout for the Lakers by this time before he became general manager. But I'm just spoiling the whole side of this show because how much I love it. But yeah, everyone's performance is strong. The Devon Nixon plays his dad. Plays his dad, Ron Nixon. I watched Devon Nixon on Snowfall. He plays a new character named Tatum Snowfall. I would have thought this guy didn't have that many. I thought this dude was doing low monotone voice, didn't have the acting chops or anything. He's another guy that looks like a bad guy. Then you watch him on Wintertime, and oh my God, he has so much personality. He breathes so much life into his father, into a character that's representing his father. And I'm like, this guy can really act. Oh my God, he can act. Hopefully he gets more roles in the future. But if you have nostalgia of those times or remember those times just a little bit growing up, and you want to learn about the LA Lakers and the rise of the dynasty, this show is for you, man. This show is really good. I can even argue, if you aren't even a basketball fan and you want to learn about, and you want to watch some good old school like shot television, shot and just watch the 80s scenery and watch the stories about people, I think it's really good too. I haven't done a good job depending on why you should watch the show, because I'm just focused on the characters I like. But I like almost every character, but I'm just talking about the characters I like the most. But there's so many good characters. I believe there's a character for everyone on the show that they'll get attached to and they'll love and they'll want to see win and get their due. But yeah, man, that's why you should watch Wintertime, Rise of the LA Lakers.